Alrighty, folks, I think I have something very important I need to talk about. That's right, Donkey Kong Bonanza! Man, the new Donkey Kong game! Oh, yeah, okay, it's not obviously not actually about that, but I did see the direct today. Looks good. This is why I'm not a video game reviewer, but a TV show reviewer. And in all seriousness, though, I do apologize for taking so long on this. I did not intend for that to happen, but it did. I've just a lot of school-related things have been catching up with me and all that, but a few days ago, school ended for me, so I'm in the summer now, which hopefully means I can get more vids out. With all that out of the way, time to finally talk about Tom and Jerry tales, and man, do I have nostalgia for this. Tom and Jerry and old school cartoons in general are like a very serious passion of mine. People could say what they want about them, about how simple they are and all that, but honestly, I don't care. They're entertaining, they're funny, and if I were to make my own TV show, which I do want to do someday, that's my dream job, I want to make it kind of like an old school cartoon, but my take on it. Tom and Jerry Tales is very special to me, and specifically in terms of the Tom and Jerry franchise. I actually grew up with some DVDs I still have. I have the complete season 1, which I'll be tackling today because, yeah. I also have, I believe it says volume 1, but it's really more of a winter DVD. And also a Halloween one. This one weirdly only says Tom and Jerry, even though I'm pretty sure there's some. I think I see a few that maybe possibly are from the OG, but for all being honest, most of them are also from Tales. 39 segments, which of course, even more than usual means I likely will not have a ton to say about every episode. But again, this is what the comment section is for, guys. If you have any questions about my opinions or even just want to chat with me about something, please use them. I'm very lonely. I need these comments. Episode 1, Tiger Cat. Tom ruins a monkey's art, so he paints him to be a tiger. So this is 4 out of 5. And man, for the first segment, okay. I have no idea, how or when or just either production. I'm not sure if these, of all 39, were randomly made and they're just randomly put together in this order, but for a first one, which you think they specifically want to choose, this is really weird. Spoiler alert, very rarely does the show really get this weird again. But I see that as a downside for this was good. It's actually a really good first one. Not the funniest, but it is just so bizarre. Maybe I'm hyping up how bizarre it gets, but it's one heck of a tune, but I enjoyed it. Even if it doesn't feel like classic Tom and Jerry, but I don't see that as a bad thing. Especially since you'll probably never get that good as you could with the OG cartoons because of that was cell animated, and this is very clearly mid 2000s, so it's not. I think it's easy to say that it's not going to look as good. I don't know why I'm stuttering about this. So hey, if you can't make it look as good, which means the slapstick can't hit quite as hard, why not just do whatever you character? Tom and Jerry is such a basic premise. And a completely unrelated fun fact, did you know Tom and Jerry, even back in 1940, which was when the first show was made, the idea of chasing a mouse was already generic by 1940. That's roughly, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe this is now their 85th anniversary, which, first of all, good job, Tom and Jerry, and William Hanna-Barbera, the creators. Good on you guys. Genuinely, don't want to be sarcastic. But it's funny to think of if 85 years ago that whole idea was seen as cliche. Imagine how people think now. Well, geez. 2, feeding time. Jerry feeds the animals at the zoo. Well, Tom has to stop it. I don't know why. For my Google Doc, I just wrote stop at the end. Weird. Don't have much to say. This is good. 4 out of 5. Only problem is I feel a little bad for Tom. I feel like if the cartoon kind of established at the beginning that Tom, would was being a jerk or something, maybe it would be funnier to see him like have to really go through all this trouble, but he really didn't. So it's good. It's a good one though. I can't complain too bad. It's still funny. Tom mimicking Spike. And Tom's legs for one scene look really weird, but in a good way, like in a funny way. Again, there's like 37 other cartoons I have to talk about. I can't be super lengthy on all of them. That's what she said. I beat you 2 commenters. 3. Polar Peril. Tom and Butch try to eat Jerry, but need to remove his polar bear best friend. I don't know. This one was mostly kind of boring. Gets a 3 out of 5. This is a problem, sadly, for the whole series because Butch has his voice for the rest of at least season 1. Why does Butch sound like that in this show? I did not remember his voice being this stupid sounding. I feel like if it wasn't like Butch's role in the franchise is to be slimy and all that. So to hear his voice being so like stupid and like, hey guys, oh wow, we gotta get the mouse. It's like, Butch, did you get hit on the head a little too hard, buddy? Because it just doesn't fit with this character. In general, Tails makes Butch dumber, which he's like a side character. I feel like the side characters Tom and Jerry aren't like the most. They aren't super duper important in my opinion. It's really the main duo that I think are the major selling point. But yeah, it does. But it was always been a minor problem throughout the season, and honestly, even disregarding that, this just wasn't that funny of an episode. 4. Joy riding jokers. Tom and Jerry try and fail to park Spike's car. 3 out of 5. And the scene where Tom and Jerry were wearing different outfits when having to go through Spike's car. Well, in Spike's car was kind of funny. Spike laughing that he was rich was also funny. Not much to say. I like this one more than Polar Peril, but still only a 3. 5. Cat guy your luggage? Tom ruins a hotel, so has to work for it, which Jerry uses to torment him. In terms of good moments, hold on. Anyway, good moments. I don't know. Tom swallowing luggage was definitely an image. Tom's eyes getting multiplied was also decently fun. Good, but again, nothing amazing. So far, not like none of these have been like super amazing, other than debatably Tiger Cat, but it's still been an enjoyable enough series. And that continues with 6. City Dump Chumps. Tom and Butch fight over Jerry while in a dump. Starts a little slow, but it's a 4 out of 5. It gets good. Butch's voice, while definitely being annoying, like it doesn't ruin it. It didn't even ruin Polar Peril. That one was just kind of a not that funny one. This is a good one though. It has a lot of good slapstick between Tom and Butch. Seeing both of them trying to like get Jerry was fun. Tom putting a wrench in Butch's mouth was something. That was definitely an image. I feel like I'm saying that a lot for these. Number 7, Way Off Broadway. Tom, desperate for money, rivals instruments of Jerry. I love this one. It's the first 5 out of 5. I did not expect a Tom and Jerry Tales a segment to get like a 5 out of 5 rating, the max rating, but this one did it. Honestly, this one's up. This one's up on par with the OG cartoons. A personal thing I enjoy about this specific one is that it kind of starts off like with a fake. Like you think, like it starts with Tom being poor, and you think he's gonna run on this hot dog stand, but no, they almost immediately ditch it to get to him rivaling instruments of Jerry. I could see some people not liking that and being like, "Oh, hey, this isn't structured. Oh, why was the point of that? Blah blah blah." And to that, I say, it was kind of funny. Anyway, but once the main rivalry does start, it becomes an all-out laugh riot with so many great jokes in them. Okay, sorry about that. One of my family members was doing something. I am back now. But yeah, once it really does turn into Tom and Jerry, like rivaling instruments, it gets really good. I love this one. Obviously, the best one so far. 8. Egg beats. Jerry moves to Tom's farm where his chicken lays eggs when Jerry's music is playing. Just a solid story, honestly. The generic pop music Jerry has, it's honestly a good tune. I kind of like it. I listen to it on its own, separated from the cartoon. It's just a good one. Seeing Jerry just jam out in New York City, like it was good. Honestly, I'm like I still have a little over 30, and honestly, as much as I love Tom and Jerry as a franchise, it definitely could be kind of difficult to talk about because after a while, it feels like you're saying, "Oh, it's funny" or "It's not funny." So again, I'm still only like at 11 minutes. I talked about like what technically 8 episodes. Yeah, again, expect these to be short. I do apologize for this, but I do have to do. But I'm still gonna try it regardless. 9. Cry Uncle. Tom and Jerry try to sleep, but Jerry's uncle ruins it. Pretty good. 4 out of 5. Jerry's uncle is funny. 10. That's what I like about the South. Jerry and his new bat mouse friend mess with Tom in a mansion. 3 out of 5. Kind of takes a little bit to really get into the meat of things. I will say though, Tom like actually getting like upset when he thinks like Jerry's dead. It's surprisingly like it was really the highlight moment. I kind of like that despite Tom chasing Jerry. At least in this episode, he actually seems to care when he actually removes Jerry from this world. Admittedly, it's kind of weird why they even needed a bat that looks exactly like Jerry, so I call him a bat mouse in the title. But I only mean description. I'm bad at words. It's definitely something though. Like I feel like they could have just had Jerry pretending to be a bat himself, but still, it's watchable. What's slightly less watchable is 11, Freddy Cat Scat. Jerry uses a skull to scare Tom, which feels like a lie saying that, as that's only like the last few minutes. Most of this just kind of felt like filler. Like they liked the idea of Jerry using a skull to like get Tom, but that's it. That's really that. It feels like they barely do anything with this concept, making it one of the worst ones so far. Tom's skeleton leaving his body is the real highlight moment here, but otherwise you can honestly kind of skip this one. Like it gets better once Jerry uses the skull, but it's so late at that point. It's like why bother? 12. Tomb may concern. One of the best puns so far in one of these titles. Tom and Jerry explore a tomb only to have to run away from a mummy. Man, I am bad at writing these Google Doc descriptions. I use Google Doc. That's how unprofessional I am. Though honestly, do I look professional at all? More in a Simpsons shirt. Once again, it's not even a Simpsons video. Well, still 4 out of 5. Good. This is a good one. Not much to say. Seeing Tom and Jerry both trying to run away from something, a mummy. Good premise. Good episode. Once again, sorry about that. Hopefully, if something like that happens, if it's long enough, you can hopefully skip past this part. These are live streams. I bet people have to skip through live streams all the time. 13. Dinosaurs. Get it? It's like a pun. Tom and Jerry raise dinosaurs to use the other as a bartender. And by use other, I mean Tom wants to use Jerry as his bartender and vice versa. 4 out of 5. Another perfectly solid one. I feel like they could have done a bit better given how cool the premises is, but it's a perfectly good one. I still like it. It's good. Just not like outstanding. 14. Freaky Tiki. Oh, Tiki, why are you getting so freaky? Tom and Jerry have a less than pleasant time in Hawaii. Starts good enough. Tom just wanting to be by himself, but Jerry always popping up next to him was good. But once it turns into them having to like run away from this fire woman, it gets really good. It becomes one of the better ones so far, honestly. It's honestly a really good chase scene. It's better than the Mummy one a little bit ago, which was almost the exact same premise, but this one's slightly better, so I'm okay with that. And then we have 15, Pre-Hysterics. Tom and Jerry survive in caveman days, aka just what if Tom and Jerry did caveman stuff. This one's a 2 out of 5. This one was lame. All my homies hate this episode. I don't even know if most of my homies even like Tom and Jerry like that, let alone be willing to watch one of its sequel shows. Yeah, this one was really boring. I really don't like this. It's a mediocre episode, in quite honesty. It feels like it just never ends. Like I'm just waiting for this thing to end. There's even more so than usual Tom and Jerry standards. There's no plot. It's just things happening for 7 minutes. Boring. It got to the point where I actively considered it a mediocre one because of how bored I was while watching. 16, A Digital Dilemma. Tom makes a homemade computer and he and Jerry get transported inside it. Don't have much to say other than I love this one. 5 out of 5. Seeing Tom and Jerry in a game world is really cool, especially with all the clones of them. And also the firewall was good. What the game technically looks like in like outside of Tom and Jerry, like their perspective was funny. It's just a great episode. I love it. But I think I slightly prefer 17, Hi Robot. Tom's plan to get Jerry this day is to make a robot girl mouse. I love this one slightly more. Man, 2 5 out of 5s in a row. Well, that's nice. Thanks, Tom and Jerry Tales writers. I'm honestly impressed it took this long to make a full, like, a 7-minute episode off of this premise, but I really do like it. I love how just go with the flow Jerry is. Like he doesn't know it's a robot, but seeing a woman just do all of this, pretty much have superhuman strength and able to eat cheese so quickly, and he's just he's smitten. He loves it. That's really funny. And people try to act like romance isn't funny. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know why I said that. I was just trying to be clever. Sure, maybe the ending is a little predictable with the robot girl becoming a lie, actually getting sentence, or you know what I mean. Basically becoming alive and like getting rid of Tom. It was a little generic, and given the episodic nature of Tom and Jerry, we never see her again. But hey, for a one-off cartoon, I love this one. 18, Tomcat Jetpack. Tom uses a jetpack to be a hater, basically just hating on Jerry and Spike. Droopy got a cameo, who's probably the second most popular MGM character behind the main duo. It's cool seeing him here, even though, admittedly, as much as I love Tom and Jerry, I think I usually like with okay. So how a Tom and Jerry Tales episode works is that it's one full episode, but it's three 7-minute cartoons inside, which I'm obviously have been reviewing separately. If you couldn't tell by this point, it would have been cool if there were 2 Tom and Jerry's and then a droopy one in the middle, which would have caused like a 13 droopy ones, and only leaving like, I believe it would only be like 26 Tom and Jerry's then. I don't know. I think it would have been cool to get other MGM characters in here instead of just Tom and Jerry. Like, if you're going to have Droopy as cameos, just give him a full-on segment. So, I'm only saying this because this one was boring. It's a 3 out of 5. The only important thing to note about it is it's on the cover of my complete Season 1 DVD. And also, obviously, I used an image from it for this video, which I think is the same image from this. So, really bringing me home, boys. Really bringing me home, chat. 19, Fire-Breathing Tomcat. Tom has to defeat a dragon, but ends up getting his fire-breathing powers. This is another example where it just takes too long to get into the main thing. Except, unlike the Jerry Skull one, I think Frady Cat's Cat was what it was called. At least with that one, like the Jerry being a skull stuff, having a skull, was like, that was good. But this one is just a complete filler, almost debated on a 2. I do not like this one. I do not like this one, Sam I Am. 20, The Middle Point. The fact that I'm only 19 minutes in honestly surprises me. I expected this to be a longer one, but I should have known that only covering all these episodes only being like 7 minutes means there's barely anything to talk about, which is both a blessing and a curse. A curse because it means I have barely anything to say. 20, Evil Menace. Tom and Jerry explore castle. I didn't think I don't like this one first, but I kind of turned around. I started to like it. Tom getting hit with the stuff, having like a very clear sound was funny. The princess throwing weapons at Tom when trying to get him out was funny. Them turning into different animals was kind of cool to see. And the princess kissing a frog, which turned out to be Tom, and that's it got turned back to a cat. That was a solid version. Good. I think it just rating out of me because of all this. You know what it is, loyal Z-Man viewers. Midway through, I take a drink because my throat is so dry. I have dry throat. Dry throat. I'm just kidding. $20 down, 19 left to go. Oh me, oh my. And for those who have been checking my posts, my next video is on Sonic Boom, which is 52 11-minute segments. Oh me, oh my, that's going to be quite... 21, The Itch. Tom and Jerry get rid of a rap and solid. What do you really want me to say? The Itch song itself, although it's just Ring Around the Rosie, was kind of fun. But it's surprisingly kind of catchy, at least in my opinion. 22. Ho, ho, ho. Or ho, ho, horrors. Jerry and Tom's dream to help dream Jerry. It's Christmas. Me putting in Also It's Christmas was so forced because this is technically one, but you can barely tell. I have forced into the description. Still a pretty good one. Jerry using a pan on Tom was some good solid slapstick. Honestly, the show in general has some good slapstick. Also, Jerry riding that butt. Also, I like the implication that Tom and Jerry were kind of like sharing a dream. Because at first it starts and you think it's Tom's dream, but then Jerry wakes up, but Tom's also clearly enjoying the dream. So they just have the same dream. Like, what? Still good, though. 23, A Doggone Hill Hog. The duo are sledding when Spike insults them, so the duo attempt to defeat him. 5 out of 5. I love this one. I think it's meant to be referenced on the cover of this specific DVD. This is one of the ones I remember the most. I'm pretty sure I've seen at least most of these, like when I barely remember any of them. But this one I remember clearly. I could see why. It's still an amazing episode to this day. A lot of really great slapstick. Seeing Tom and Jerry team up in the franchise has often been a very mixed point. Stuff like the 70s cartoon and the theatrical Tom and Jerry movie from the 90s. The 2020s one. I shouldn't be acting like that one also didn't have them as friends. Seeing Tom and Jerry actually befriend each other can only be a point of contention, but this is a really good example, actually. I love this one. 24, Northern Light Fish Fight. Tom and Jerry were a fish. The Northern Lights part was the best part, but still 4 out of 5. Perfectly good. 25, Cat and Jerry has to remove the alien Tom. See, stuff like this is why I like episodic shows. The cartoon is a 4 out of 5. Definitely on the higher end of a 4. I really like this one. Just letting Tom be an alien and just for a one-off cartoon. Man, old school cartoons and shows about old school cartoon characters are the best, man. There's no, even shows like Simpsons and Family Guy, you have to have some basic level of continuity, but stuff like Tom and Jerry, nah, man. They could be at any location, any time. I'm like 24 minutes into this. I've covered like over 20 of these. It only makes sense to start talking about why I love stuff like this. Number 26, Martian Mice. Tom pretends to be a chicken, which makes Martian mice. I keep saying Martin. Abduct him. Okay, so watching the Egg Beats one, I For some reason, I thought it was this one, but no. At least proves I remembered this one. And you know what? This is another 5 out of 5. Again, like, even more so than Tiger Cat, which was the first one. This one's so weird, and I love it. Also, the two Martian mice remind me of that Looney Tunes cartoon, Tale of Two Kitties, which had a Babbitt and Cat Stella. That's one of my favorite Looney Tunes cartoons, by the way, / Mary Melodies, technically, but no one cares. Only I'm enough of a nerd to know this. Most people don't care. That's one of my favorite Looney Tunes / cartoons. So seeing another version of them in Tom and Jerry Tales was really fun. I love this one. It's really entertaining. Number 27, Spaced Out Cat. Tom makes a rocket to get his girl back. The stuff with Tom and his girlfriend issues were really good, and really not because they were funny, but because they were actually surprisingly good character stuff for Tom. The actual him using rocket stuff, though, was kind of boring. A 3 out of 5. 28, Octoswab. A romantic octopus hits on Tom, who just so happens to be dressed like a fish. Marissimo, the octopus, he makes a good one. It reminds me of Pepe Le Pew, who for some reason is canceled, which just the record, I do not agree with that. But again, this is really becoming more about Looney Tunes and Tom and Jerry, so I gotta switch it back by saying I find Pepe decently funny, and Octopus decently funny. They're pretty much from the same cloth as far as I'm concerned, and this was a good one. This was an episode. 29, Beach Bully Bingo. Tom and Jerry have their beach day ruined by Spike and Butch, so they trick each other. Seeing Spike and Butch of all characters interact is good because we don't really see side characters interacting. It's usually just either them with Tom and Jerry or Tom and Jerry, no side characters. So this was good. This was a pretty good one. It's a little weird, though. Like, Tom wanted to be with this girl cat, and Jerry wanted to be with this girl mouse. Spike interrupts like Tom and this girl cat, which makes sense, I guess, because in the Spaced Out Cat, he took Tom's girl in that one as well. But Butch steps in from Jerry and his mouse girl. But Butch is a cat. Is it trying to say that, like, since they're predators and they're more prey, that these type of men are prey to these prey women? I highly doubt that, but it's funny. At least in my opinion, it's funny when you think of it like that. Still, this is a good one. Treasure Map Scrap. The 30th one. We're almost done here, boys. Tom makes I'm just taking out women by only saying boys, ain't I? I don't know. Are women going to be watching this video? I don't know. Tom makes Jerry his search while looking for treasure, so Jerry and his swordfish friend hurt him. Remember that polar bear one, like all the way towards the beginning? This is better than that one actually, but the ones that are just Jerry befriends an animal. From what I've heard of the classic cartoons, they do that premise a lot there too, and I don't know. Could be funny, but this show, specific Jerry Tales, doesn't do anything funny with that. 31, Destruction Junction. The construction crew has Tom to a 3 out of 5. It is forgettable. A guy got splinters on his bum. That is the most eventful thing that happens in this cartoon. Okay. 32, A Battle of the Power Tools. Tom and Jerry win the lottery, so they try to get their own mansion. You want to know all the favorite moments I have for this one? All the favorite moments, viewers? None. Bad episode, 1 out of 5. It's kind of like the same reason. I don't know how many people are going to be watching the Office video and also my Tom and Jerry Tales video because they're so completely separate from each other. Yeah. That was a 1 out of 5 because I had no good moments. Same thing applies here. If you have no favorite moments, you are an automatic 1 out of 5. You were so boring you couldn't even get any genuine good moments from you. Really didn't wish this series had a 1 out of 5, but it did. And I do have to respect the rules I created. 33, A Jackhammer Cat. Okay, this is a 4 out of 5. Okay, we get a good one. Tries to get Jerry Best to go through Spike. I barely get to talk about this one because there's like almost nothing to say, but it's a good one, my odds. I actually thought this one was decently funny. Spike at the end being like, you two just wanted lunch the entire time? Okay, here you go. And proceeds to try to bite them was funny. this is actually a good one. What's really not that good is 34, Tin Cat of Tomorrow. Tom gets replaced by a metal cat, and once he also removes Jerry, the duo try to get rid of it. Sorry, I know we're almost. I know we have a few ones left, but I need another drink. Yeah, it's a different Gatorade flavor. So what? It's not that deep, bro. I don't know. This one good. It ended up being just kind of there. I like the premise decently enough, but the execution wise was kind of there. 35, Beefcake Tom. Tom chases Jerry Jim. 3 out of 5. Mid. Next. 36, Tomcat Superstar. Tom's famous was a way to be in a barn. I feel like it would have worked better. The ending had Tom getting famous again, proving that famous people try to act like, I don't care about anything. But put them in a location where they don't, where everyone isn't their servant, and bam, they get even worse. They really didn't do. I think was actually a downside. 3 out of 5. Just boring. 37, Piranha Be Loved by You. Tom tries to enjoy, but a piranha won't leave them be. Mediocre. Simply because I think it's mediocre, though it is on the higher end of a 2-out rating, because I don't understand who the main protagonist is supposed to be. Like at first you think Jerry's the villain of this one, but because he's trying to split Tom and this girl cat up. Girl cat, definitely not girl mouse. Ooh. But at the same time, you also can't root for Tom because this girl cat clearly just wants to use him. So neither of them come out as likable. That's not inherently a bad thing. Homer's enemy from The Simpsons is by far my favorite episode from my all-time favorite show. And that one doesn't have any real good or bad guy, and I love that episode. But I don't think it's done anywhere near as well here. Mediocre. We finally get another good one with a Spook House Mouse. Tom chases Jerry into a closed-down haunted house. A lot of spooky imagery, but it's good. It's good spooky imagery. It's a 4 out of 5. Mind-blowing, but hey, Tom and Jerry is never meant to be that mind-blowing in the first place. It's just supposed to be fun slapstick. And while this isn't quite that, it's still like an entertaining one for how creepy it can, for all the visuals. And nothing else. At least having an ending gag of them being considered albinos was definitely a weighted Tom and Jerry cartoon. 39, Abracadabra. Sadly, we do not end the final segment of on a good note, but instead a mid one. With this one, Tom and Jerry are magic acts, but when Tom makes giant cheese, Jerry intervenes. It's just there. So obviously I'm going to do the thing where I go through all of it, and then by the end, I'll tell you my overall opinion. At 39, the absolute bottom, we have the only 1 out of 5, Battle of the Power Tools. Then the only 2 out of 5s, Pretty Hysterics and Piranha Be Loved by You. Then we get into a slightly more popular category with the 3 out of 5s, starting with Freddy Cat Scat, Tomcat Superstar, Polar Peril, Destruction Junction, Beefcake Tom, Abracadabra, Joyriding Jokers, Tomcat Jetpack, Treasure Map Scrap, That's What I Like About the South, Tin Cat of Tomorrow, and Spaced Out Cat, because that one I actually liked the Tom being with his girl parts. Then we have the rest, then we have the sticks but good section. Medieval Menace, Feeding Time, Dinosaurs, The Itch, Jackhammered Cat, Octosuave, To May Concern, Cat Got Your Luggage, Spook House Mouse, Beach Bully Bingo, Northern Light Fish Fight, Ho Ho Horrors, and City Dump Chumps. With the top 10, we got Cat Nebula, Freaky Tiki, Tiger Cat, the first one. I didn't realize it would still be in the top 10 by the end. Egg Beats and Cry Uncle. And funnily enough, the top 5 are all 5 out of 5. So if a Digital Dilemma, High Robot, Martian Mice, Doggone Hill Hog, and Way Off Broadway, which was only like the 7th one, ended up remaining as my favorite. So good. Overall, as you can clearly see, 3 episodes I enjoyed here out of 39, meaning there were more here I considered good, but still, especially towards the end, a lot of them were just kind of eh. Yeah, these are definitely not on par with the original theatrical classics, but you know what? It still deserves respect as like a good silver place in terms of Tom and Jerry shows. Sadly, Tom and Jerry have not had it ever since leaving theatrical cartoons. I mean, okay, the Chuck Jones and to a lesser extent Gene Deitch eras have their fans, but past that, what do you really have? They were kids for a show. There was a show where they were just kids. Yeah, wow, amazing. We have that once again. I already mentioned the '70s show where there were friends, which was stupid. Mysterious Mr. Enter made fun of had an animated atrocity of one of their episodes, and that taught me all I needed to know about it as a kid. There's the '80s show, Tom and Jerry comedy show. That one was just lazy. It was made by Filmation. Then you also have the Tom and Jerry show from 2014, the Flash animated one, and its sequel show, Tom and Jerry New York, which I have Max. They're on Max. I maybe after Tom and Jerry Tales, or maybe even before season 2, I don't really fully care. I managed to get around to that. Not good. I don't remember them being good. Flash anime, Tom and Jerry is as a franchise is so you need the anime to be good because it's all slapstick driven, and it is just making it a Flash really didn't help. It did not help make things. You did not. It's not good for Tom and Jerry. Still, I like Tom and Jerry Tales season 1. Due to it was definitely difficult. It really should not. It kind of was to get this video out. So once again, I apologize for the procrastination, and all I got to say now is Donkey Kong Bonanza will be the best Nintendo ever made.